We will see. Um, shoo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, let's do housekeeping and let's jump right into Secret of Mana. I missed last week and I'm pretty excited to get back into it. So, here we go. Um, All right, done with that. Jump over to here. That is a bummer, though. Usually I'd have, like, the game music piped in for this, but I don't get that when I'm streaming Game Boy Advance games. Awesome. Let's see. All right, I think we're good. All right, one more thing. Get the cord. Anyone else still use cords? When I'm sitting at my desk, I prefer using cords. Okay, we'll get the text out of there. All right, we are ready to jump back into Sword of Mana. Let me pull up the summary from last time. It was pretty eventful. And part of the reason it's eventful is just because and let me know how the audio is. Is we got to a big bulk, you know, like a real good chunk of the story. But we saw it from a different point of view. One of the things that's fascinating about Sword of Mana is that it expounds upon the original Final Fantasy Adventure story. They've added more to it. And so originally you only played the game from the hero's perspective, and we're doing a heroine running. We're playing from the point of view of the girl. So last time was the story of Amanda and Lester. This story means more if you are playing as the hero. Amanda was a slave with Sumo, the hero, at the start of the game. When playing as Fuji, what we're doing, the story is connected more to Prince Stroud, who is Dark Lord. And I like the fact that they gave him a real name and they turned him to an edgelord, because he walks in and someone addresses him as Prince Stroud, and he goes, "You will address me as Dark Lord." I was like, oh man, So funny. Fuji and Bogard travel through the desert to Jad. Here we learn more about Medusa and her relationship with Lord Grants. So if you play it originally, you get the story from Sumo and Amanda's perspective. And here, they tie it back in to Dark Lord and their family dynamic. So we learn more about Medusa and her relationship with Lord Grants, and their son Prince Stroud, later to become Dark Lord, and their other son Devious. And Devious isn't his real name either. He's changed his name to Devious. So we met Lester and Devious in an earlier town, and we grow to respect them. In the past, Lord Grants and Medusa fell in love and were married at the altar of time in the desert. Since Medusa is a Marvel, her love with a human was forbidden, and she had to make many sacrifices to be with him. One day she became ill, and it was thought that mana power could help her, but the Mana tribe didn't want to use the mana to help a Marvel, and Medusa died as a result. This is what drove Prince Stroud to take the name Dark Lord and start persecuting the Mana tribe. We learn that Amanda and Sumo are heading for the altar of time, and when we get there, we find that Medusa has been alive this entire time, just kept secret after Lord Grants died. Medusa has since been suffering from a broken heart. Minstrels can aid in Medusa's grief, but if they try to leave, then Medusa turns them into birds. This is the fate of Lester. Because of this, Sumo and Amanda are trying to catch up to Medusa to plead with her to free Lester. By the time that Fuji and Bogard arrive, Medusa has been gravely wounded. Fuji tries to use mana to save Medusa, but this time we learn that the mana power will not work on Medusa, and she passes away. We think for sure this time. And Bogart is very distraught by this. Just as Medusa succumbs to her wounds, Devious and Dark Lord arrive to accuse us of killing their mother, reviving the old feud between the Grants family and the Mana clan. Dark Lord says that he has different goals now, but Devious is way upset. He does something to Bogard, so he's gone, and then he further wounds Amanda. At this point, Amanda and Sumo share some dialogue that isn't meaningful unless you're playing as Sumo, so it can feel a little disjointed, and we talked about this a lot in the last stream. But through Amanda's sacrifice, we're able to save Lester. We warp back to Devious's manor, where Sumo needs some time to think, so we take Lester in with us to try to reason with Devious. This goes about as well as you would expect, and we end up finishing him off. Then Gourmand appears to eat his soul. We rescue Bogard from the manor and leave. The entire party mourns that after all of their efforts, they couldn't save Amanda, Medusa, or Devious. Lester then sings a song, and we meet up with Luna and resolve to meet up with Dark Lord. Sumo and Lester go on ahead, and Fuji chooses to travel with Bogard again. And that's where we are in the current playthrough. Okay. So let me move some stuff around. Excuse me. Okay. Alright, so we're playing as Fuji, and we have Bogard with us. Now, in the original game, what happens is there's poison gas if you go into the desert. And it's the same in this game. And what happened, so at the end of the last stream, when... Hey, it's Kensei Zero. At the end of the last stream, when Lester sings his song, that clears away the poison gas. And they don't make that clear. They just say, oh, you know, here's some directions you need to go to your next place. But if you don't, you know, if you didn't know that there was poison gas here, then you would have also just not known. Okay, now this keeps happening. When we use Aura, it will turn the bad guys into Shadow Zeros. And I don't know how that helps me. But yeah, hey Zero, how's it going? Zero was playing Sword of Mana yesterday, and I was very much enjoying his playthrough of the game. Zero is currently doing a hero playthrough, and so it's been very fun for me to just see how different the playthroughs are. Okay, so here we are in Miasma Glen. This is the part of the map that we could not get to before. So we'll see. It looks like we're still doing a decent amount of damage. That's right, we got to get Luna Magic up since we just got it. Bogard's with us. Okay, and here's one. You know, I know I keep griping about this mage build. Well, not griping, but I keep bringing it up for discussion. But what is this support magic supposed to do? It turns me into a Moogle, and now I can't hit anything. I guess this is if you just want to walk past enemies? Let's see. Oh no! Did I get hit? Oh yeah, no, I can still get hit. What the heck is the point of that? Yeah, that is not helpful at all. So, I have no idea what the point of turning yourself into a Moogle is. Oh, that's not gonna work. We need many more gumdrops than that. There we go. Nom nom nom. Are we doing more damage just by swinging? Alright, now I'm not saving the level ups like Zero is, because each time you use a level up, it recovers health and magic. And so Zero will just save them. And be like, oh, I need to fully heal. I'll just do level up. I used them a little sooner. Alright. Now, let me see. What kind of class were we going for? I believe we were getting Mage up to 20 and Sage up to 10. I hope that's right. I'm gonna go with it. Great. Oh, no more enemies? Okay. Oh, lots of treasure chests here. Ooh, Hollywood, where the streets are paved with gold. Ouch. Dude.
Don't forget to save your game.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't save them as much as I do. Alright, yeah, we need more. Okay, so gumdrops are just useless now. So I guess we can sell all of those. No one needs to heal for 30. That's something that they do in games. That I think is weird. Usually, oh man, no, we're not doing this battle again. Usually, like at the beginning of the, as far as healing items go, do not want to Moogle myself. Still have no idea. Well, I can still eat chocolate. Get him, Bogard. So, in the beginning of a... Oh, did it push me out? Can we just smack him? I guess we'll just walk. Sorry, I need to finish my thought. At the beginning of a game, healing items usually go one of two ways. It's either it heals a fixed amount, or... Here's the dumbest thing for me. So... Luna will change the enemy into a Shadow Zero, and then Luna magic doesn't work. So healing items will always heal for either a fixed amount or a percentage. And so at the beginning of a game, if you're getting healed for a fixed amount, like 30, it ends up being really good in the early game, but ends up being really crappy later in the game. And you're... That's not what I wanted to do. Your other option is to heal by percent. And at the beginning of the game, when your health is very low, getting healed by a percentage is garbage. But later in the game, you know, it's exactly what happens with Sit. So Sit recovers a certain percentage of your magic. And so at the beginning of the game, it was just 1. But I need 6 in order to cast a spell. So it was just, you know, just not feasible in a fight. But now that I have so much more MP, you know, healing for a percentage of that is much better. So, alright. Uh-oh. How do I get out of here? Oh, okay, there we go. So, I don't know which way I prefer doing the healing items. I guess it would be fixed amount. But I don't know. I guess I just haven't seen it implemented better. And I'm talking specifically about healing items. Healing magic usually scales. Call me casuals here. Has it been ages since you streamed? Yeah, it's been a fair bit. I've gotten back into it recently. Shouldn't you be terribly busy right now? Ooh, an angel grail. Not nearly as useful in this game. Oh. But yeah. It's time for the waiting game, especially for the husband. Ah. Well, I'll admit, there was a variety of things I did when it was my turn for the waiting game. So, just go smack him. Yeah, it's funny, I was looking at my YouTube video stats. Oh, Nicolo! And my YouTube video stats, like the last, who am I getting? I'm not going to get the... What do I need? I really don't need it. Oh no, magic walnuts are useful. We can sell some stuff though. Yeah, I hit a point in my career where I realized I was behind. And so I spent a lot of time catching up. Light, dark, moonfire. I did run into the guy, Zero, that gives you this quest. He's like, I want to see a whole set of coins. So light, dark, moon, fire, wind, oh, so I don't have fire. Finally got the secret shop today, off stream. Yeah, and I think if I go for the secret shop, that'll be how I do it. Just do it off stream. Okay, Sultan Silk I don't think is really used for much. Yeah, oak wood. Or Hollywood. Or animal bone. Yeah, it's probably nice to just put in my pre-crystal set of gear. There you go, there you go. Don't really need bronze. Iron could be useful still. I don't know how useful marble is. It doesn't look very useful if it can be sold for 15. But I'm not sure. But yeah, I've finally hit a point where I feel like I'm ahead of the curve again when it comes to my career, and so I started streaming again. I have not been keeping track of where I've been going, but well, that's a good sign. Finding a save point. Usually it means boss fight coming up. It's always a little bit of a bummer when it's not a gold statue. All I know is that we're on our way to Grant's castle. What is that? Oh, that's not good. I wish it told you what level all of your spells were. Oh, okay. We'll stick with Jin. He seems to work great against this guy. Oh, good. We leveled up Bogard by just killing him. Not swinging the sword at all. And we just leveled up our staff by doing no damage. I do like that about this game. It has a little bit of that, like, I think it was Final Fantasy 2 or 3. I can't say for sure. I've never played it. But they had a system where if you hit things, then your strength went up. If you got hit, then your defense went up. And stuff like that. Wow, these plants... Should I have a sickle? Wait, what is this? Am I in a special room? Am I going to get a weapon or something? We will see. A bomb? Blinkweed. I feel like that's important. Ah, speed up. Alright, we'll sit for a minute. Go get him, Bogard. Take him out. Oh, just a second. There we go. Oh, that's right, we were sitting. Yeah, get him. Oh. Yeah, and I will say a lot of my practice for my career was really learning how to use AI tools in my line of work. And I know AI is a hot topic. Tommy Casual says, assume you're picking up from the middle of a saved game. Did you start on the stream? Or is this all off stream? Yeah, if you're in the Discord, I'll always post a summary of what happened last time. And so I think this is part 4 for Sword of Mana. I should check my weapon stats just to see. I wonder if mine are... Well, I know my weapon stats are going to be lagging behind Zero's playthrough. Excuse me, Zero's playthrough. Yeah, my highest weapon is the staff. That makes sense. And the most powerful is Wisp, which also makes sense, because Wisp has the useful support magic. Not something silly like turning yourself into a Moogle. Let's change our weapons up for the sickle. I'm pretty sure... Oh, I thought the sickle was really good against these guys. Well, and maybe my weapon stuff just sucks. Okay, we're going room to room, but I have no idea. Oh, okay, so we can cut this. Ooh, big pumpkin jack-o'-lantern. what? Okay. Note to self. Pumpkins explode. They use self-destruct and does a lot of damage. So, back to the beginning. Oh no, we did hit a save point. Nice. Okay, let's change our weapon. That's what we did. Let's change our weapon to the sickle. And we'll head back in. Goodness. Oh yeah, and this does nothing. We need to change our spirit to wind. Then we'll get... So magic trajectory in this game works based on whatever weapon you have equipped. So let's have another chocolate lump. So when we have the staff, we have homing magic, and when we have the sickle, the magic travels around us in a similar trajectory as the sickle. And I do like that. I do think it's interesting. Call me casual says you were talking about AI in your job. Yeah, it was just something. I remember... So I've gotten familiar with using AI, and I used it to generate a picture. And I posted it in a Discord. And it became, just a topic for discussion. Because a lot of people really don't like AI. Especially for stuff like generating pictures. Because there's a lot of artists out there that are like, oh yeah, I don't want to lose my job to AI. And I can definitely sympathize with that. There is not the amount of people who believe that my position will be gone, just straight up eliminated because of AI, is not zero. There are some people that just believe that AI is just going to straight up take my job. And while I disagree with that, partly because you can get flowers just by cutting the grass. Because I'm heavily biased on one side. Smoke? What does smoke do? Ow! Smoke does a ton of damage. So yeah, that was one of the things that I had to practice, and I got pretty good at, going through and making sure that I can generate code with AI and use that to improve the speed of my... Oh, come on, attack. The speed of my output. I will say that, Zero, I'm sure the sword, when it comes to sword slashes, does great, but good golly, Oh, am I on the main track? Should I be going back for that chest? Attacking with the sickle can be real tricky. Has that little delay. But I will admit that one of the reasons that I decided to go with this sickle, because in this game, weapons have different traits. They're either a bash, slash, or jab. And I picked the sickle for my slash because, number one, I don't get access to the sword. But number two, the magic trajectory with this is good for double hits. Alright, so remember, if we come across pumpkins, be ready. Well done, Bogard. Oh, there's a wall. Okay. Do the pumpkins just self-destruct when you get close to them? Yes, they do. Okay, that's not fun. I do not like that. Man. Yeah, get him, Bogard. Okay, now that we've killed one, we need to look them up in the notebook. A bumpkin. Okay. Okay, so slashing weapons are good against the pumpkin. And so is aura magic. So maybe we'll equip some aura magic. Because they're going to be so obnoxious. There we go. But yeah, other interesting stuff that's been happening. We had a game that we played before Sword of Mana. We played a game called Card Shark, and cheating at cards was in the news over the past couple weeks. Apparently, the NBA is under fire for a big cheating scandal. Because sports betting is so prevalent in the United States right now, you have players who can essentially participate in insider trading if they know that they have an injury or if they're going to be out for part of a game. And the part that made me perk up was the NBA had ties to the mafia. Yes, some players are a basketball owner, and the story I read, or the story that I'm referring to with the owner, was a coach. Oh, nice! That did a ton of damage. A coach. Ooh, steal. Essentially was like the bait for this mafia game of cards. And what they did was they had a special poker table. Oh, this is what I'm doing. That would shuffle the cards and deal them the high cards. The table itself would shuffle the cards and stack the deck for them. And I thought, that is super interesting. The fact that we even have that technology to be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna have the table do the shuffling. Because I remember when I was growing up, my grandparents had an automatic shuffler because my grandpa, although he enjoyed playing cards, he never learned how to riffle shuffle properly. And if you did riffle shuffle, then he would just say that you had too much time on your hands to learn stuff like that. And so it was always interesting to play games with him, because he wouldn't riffle shuffle, but eventually he got an automatic card shuffler. Ow. Freaking Butterfree over here. And so I'm familiar with automatic shufflers, but not ones that cheat for you. So I was pretty interested in just kind of how that worked. I saw there was one video on YouTube that got recommended to me, but I ended up not watching it because life is busy. yeah, I noticed how busy my life was, like, this week especially. I was talking with some friends, and they were all discussing, like, the new consoles that they had, like a PS5 and a Switch 2. And I was like, man, the trajectory of me and consoles was... I was always a console behind growing up, and I was okay with that. I honestly just wanted games to play. I didn't ever need the latest and greatest. But when I was in high school and I had my own disposable income, I made sure that I was able to get and play some of the, like, latest and greatest PS2 games and whatnot. Ouch. And then from there, when I was done with high school and started college, I started essentially keeping up. I did not have a Wii. My parents did, though. And when the Wii U was announced back in 2011, they said it was going to be backwards compatible. So I went and I pre-ordered the Wii U. I went to a midnight release for it. It was very underwhelming. And it's funny because I had, like, when I worked at GameStop, I worked for midnight releases. That's what working is, this guy. Yeah, get out of here. Get him, Bogard. There we go. Alright, now we'll level up. So, yeah, I essentially just started keeping up. I got the Wii U when it came out. I got the Switch the day it came out. I got the Switch OLED edition the day that it came out. And I was one console behind for Sony. I got the PlayStation 3. I got a whole bunch of games on my backlog for the PlayStation 3. As far as Xbox went, I waited for, like, re-releases and stuff. And, but then, you know, the PS5 came out and I didn't get a PS4. And now the Switch 2's come out and I don't know if I'm going to get one of those anytime soon either. And I can't really tell. I know I made a short video in January about how, oh yeah, it's, are these flowers and weeds good for anything? Should I be picking them up? I made a short talking about, oh yeah, you know, I can't get a Switch 2 because of money. Whatever am I going to do? Oh no, I have this enormous backlog. And I'll admit, that's part of it. But I think if I had the option... Or not the option, because I have the option. If I really wanted to get the Switch 2, I could make it happen. But I think I'm just too busy for it. I don't like it. Go get him, Bogard. Let's set Bogard to be more aggressive. Bogard. Let's do... Yeah. Yeah, right there's good. Alright, go get him, Bogard. Call Me Casual says, I mean, unless you plan on playing the games on that console, it's not really worth it. I have a PS4 and I just use it for Kingdom Hearts and 2 other games. Yeah, but that's the thing. I know that I will get the games and I can't even say that anymore, can I? I can't say, oh yeah, I'm going to get the games and play them eventually, because my backlog is just enormous. I'll get the games. I hope I'll find a way around to playing them eventually. I frequently talk about how this stream, like, is my scheduled game time. And if I didn't have this stream, I may not play games at all, because that's what the case was for a while. Ah, golden statue. Yes, we will pray. Speaking of a franchise I need to get back in touch with, is Kingdom Hearts. I enjoyed following it for a bit. Oh, this vine is alive. There's got to be another way through. Interesting. So that's what leads us over here. Oh, and I can't cut because there's no battle. So the next room is a boss? Oh, this is interesting. So your hands have been tainted by blood as well. Julius. Ooh, Shadow Julius. With that much blood on your hands, you're almost qualified to join me. Well, how about it? Care to rebuild the Vandal Empire with me? And this is altogether new. Vandals were not in the original game. They're... In fact, I think this is the first game that they show up in. Yeah, because we've played all the games before this on stream except for Legend of Mana, and I know there's no Vandals in that. So that's interesting. I don't even properly know what a Vandal is. You are, by far. Julius, what are you planning? Getting my hands on mana power. What did you say? Mana girl, walk with us. I can see you are stained with the blood of the fallen. Stop it. Yeah, smack him. An illusion? That's right. It's in your nature to fight. I'll give you plenty of opportunity. Door of darkness, open and let my servant pass. Boss fight! Whoa! It's a Full Metal Hugger that's been zombified. Casual says, that's a tough one to get back into, especially with all the mobile game influence. And even then, the current mobile have been taken down for an undetermined amount of time. Alright, let's see. Alright, so let's go with the staff. And... Alright, so gold isn't going to do very much. Let's see what else. Fire? Does fire do nothing? Or was he doing something to make it so that he didn't get hit? I don't like this. What's going on here? How come my magic isn't working all the time? Is my auto magic homing in on the wrong thing? Let's do jab. 1. Alright, let's do slash. Ouch. Okay, now that's not hitting either. Okay, yeah, you really got to be close to him. Oh, don't worry, we'll just have Bogard solo the boss. Oh, gnarly. Alright. Look, I'm invested into this mage build. I want to kill it with magic. Okay, water only did 1. We'll assume it's a plant type and we'll go by Pokemon rules. Okay, so is it only vulnerable when that thing is open? Okay, yeah, fire. Ouch. Okay. Oh, did we just miss? I don't like that. Oh, it changes color. Is each color different? No, that worked fine. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's do some Chocolump. Another Chocolump. Okay, yeah, I think this is working well. Nice, a triple. Let's change up our weapon for the sickle. And let's get another Chocolump. Oh no, we lost Bogard. Angel Grill. Oh, do we have to hit the face now? Alright, swapping back to the staff. There it is. I'm confused. How are we supposed to hit that thing? Kensei says, I'm around but lurking. It's totally fine. I'm around but battling a boss, and it's not going all that great. Alright, do I have to jump up here? Yeah, I'm gonna sit here tanking hits until I figure out how I'm supposed to damage this thing. The whole point of equipping the staff is it does homing magic. It should home in on whatever I can deal the damage to, right? Or am I supposed to be firing a bow at this thing or something? Hey, you should be paying attention, Kensei, just for when you get to this fight. This fight's a little confusing. Okay, yeah, so I'm supposed to hit the face, but the homing magic doesn't hit the face. Okay. Alright, what heals poison? Alright, cures poison.
Do it. Maximize.
And Pixel Knight's here, maximize. Alright, let's use an Angel Grail. Actually, why use an Angel Grail? I guess just so that maybe they'll target him. Do a Chocolate for me. And the other one, there's no dodge button. The only way for me to hit. Man, I just keep tanking hits. I'm not getting enough damage output to make it worth it. Come here. I can't hit you way over there. Okay, well that should have hit you. Come on. For today's trivia, I accidentally stumbled upon a weird Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toy line. Really? Alright, that was my last Chocolum. Stop it! Man, I might be doing more damage with my piddly little bow attacks. And I am taking a ton of damage just based on poison. Really need a dodge. Well, here's one case where weapons are definitely better than magic. I understand the bow is tricky. You know, it does have a bit of a delay to it, but man, the spells have more of a delay. No. Okay, we got him. Whew. Do we get Shade? Oh no, Dryad. That makes more sense. Alright, Dryad. Do we get all of your powers up front, or are we going to keep doing the Dryad thing where you show up and you're like, oh no, I'm so weak. You don't get all of my powers. Is that what I think it is? A spirit? Who are... I'm Dryad, a wood spirit. I was sunbathing and all of a sudden I got caught. I'm just useless. I haven't had any luck at all recently. Seems that ghost was sucking the energy out of the little guy. I'm on my way to Grand's castle, but I can't get out of the cave because of the tangled vines. Would you help me? Would I? Ooh, we're doing nature puns. Would I? If there's anything that I could do, I'd be happy to. Okay. One thing I'm noticing is there's not a lot to do with your money. Since you don't buy weapons, you forge weapons. And you're not allowed to buy materials, you find them. Pretty much all I've been doing with money is buying recovery items and maybe some accessories. But you forge accessories too. The accessories that I have, the Red Moon Horn, that's one that I forged. So, interesting. Alright, I want to be unpoisoned. That's why I went into the menu in the first place. Okay, there we go. Let's check the Spirit Dryad. And Dryad's not here. Well... Yep, Dryad's doing her little Dryad thing. Yeah, I'll do whatever I can to help. Alright, let's see. Pixel Night says, it started when I found a photo of the Winged Warrior Leo and figured it must be a full set of those, but the only other one like that is Donnie. Instead, there's Metalhead Mikey, plus a Chrome Dome and Robot Rocksteady figure. The storyline is... the package has where it gets interesting. According to the box, Shredder used some ancient coins to turn Leo and Donnie into the Winged Warrior and mind-controlled them. I guess it turned Mikey into a metalhead, but what happened to Raph? They all say, don't ask, so yeah, he's probably dead. Oh, did you stumble upon a timeline where Shredder wins? Okay, so we need our sickle back. Yeah. And what spirit were we using? Were we on gold or wind? I think it was wind? Oh no, we did gold for the, Oh, that's not gonna do anything. There we go. Yeah, we did gold for the Pumpkaboo. Alright, Dryad, do your stuff. It's here, but... yes, I see. Everything will be fine. Yes. Thanks, you're a real lifesaver. Excuse me. That's about all I can do. I guess I'll make, like, a tree and, leaf. What are you talking about? We'll all go together. Is that okay? You don't mind me lumbering along with you? Of course not. Let's go together. I don't know if I'll be much help, but, at least I won't be bored logging time with you guys. Received Dryad, a wood spirit. Okay, do I get Dryad magic now? There's Dryad. Ooh, Dryad's great against these guys. And what is Dryad's support? Psychic Shield. Oh, magic defense up. Okay, that's useful. Pixel Knight says, yeah, it's basically Shredder 1 and the only one to help is Robot Mikey. And Casual says, chronologically, where does Sword of Mana fit? Well, one thing about the Mana series is if you talk, the creator did an interview and he says that the Mana games are not in a timeline. Instead, oh, that's not good. That's why we had the gold. It was just for the pumpkins. So, as far as sequence of games goes, this is actually a remake of the first game. The first game in the series was actually released with the name Final Fantasy Adventure. but in Japan it was released as Seiken Densetsu, which is Japanese for The Legend of the Sacred Sword. But we didn't have that in America. We had Final Fantasy games, so it was released as Final Fantasy Adventure. Path to Mount Illusia. Okay. We can't go that way. So Final Fantasy Adventure got 2 remakes. There was this game, Sword of Mana, and then it was remade again as Adventures of Mana. And I actually have Adventures of Mana for my mobile phone. So if you have Android or iOS, you can play pretty much a one-to-one recreation of that game, of the Game Boy game, on there, instead of the game I'm playing. There we go. You get him, Bogard. He's getting that sword level up. Okay, you have to lay off long enough for me to hit him, though. Oh, what is that? Oh, they mad. Sad. Happy? Imagine that. Gotta make the rocks happy. I think someone gave us a clue about that in town. They were like, "Oh yeah, make the rocks happy" or something. There we go. And so then you get the most famous Mana game, Seiken Densetsu 2, or Secret of Mana. And after Seiken Densetsu 2, you have Seiken Densetsu 3, which was not released in the West. It wasn't released in the West until the Switch. It was re-released on the Switch as Trials of Mana. And we streamed that one. And they also remade Trials of Mana. Yeah, they gave it a full 3D remake, which I have played that as well, and it's awesome. The only thing was they committed a big problem by we had a problem because they took out the multiplayer, and that's a big thing for me. And then, so we have games 1, 2, and 3, and then Legend of Mana is not a numbered mainline entry. It is a side game. Ooh, we got a bumpkin. And then we have Sword of Mana. So Sword of Mana is the 5th game, but it's a remake of the first game. And it doesn't share a timeline with any of the other games. Oh no, in order to heal I need to get Wisp because I used all my healing items. But if you ask the creator of the series, he says that in his head, each game is its own world. And so he essentially called it the multiverse before the multiverse went mainstream. He said, each iteration of a Mana game or a Seiken Densetsu game is its own interpretation of the world. And I kind of like that. Because things are just different enough that it would be kind of weird if they were all the same. Ouch. Like, Secret of Mana is, confirmed canonically to be in our world because it references Jeopardy. Whereas, like, things like the mana tree behave different in each game. And so it can be a little weird. Oh, I'll take that. I'll hold 2. Oh, man. Freaking Butterfree? Yeah, just go take him. Wait. I'm only doing 1 damage because I suck, right? Because Bogart's also using a slashing type weapon. His is just better. Excuse me. Earthcoin. Oh, good. That was one that I was missing. Pixelnight says, also, these last few weeks have been interesting to be a Super Sentai fan. A lot of rumors about it ending or rebranding. Ah! I keep hearing rumors that they're going to bring back Power Rangers, but I don't know. Because we have that, like, little one-off deal, but Casual says, I think a rebrand of Super Sentai could be good, but I guess not. Maybe brand livelihood can really be good. Pixelnight says, not really a multiverse thing. A multiverse thing would mean, like, actually seeing the other characters. And well, no, this... I don't know. The way he described it, I mean, is that one of the rules for a multiverse? Is that the characters have to interact with other universes? Because I guess they do that. There's a mobile game that came out a little while ago called Echoes of Mana. And all the characters meet up in that one. And I don't remember the reason why. If it was like Fire Emblem and they really are just pulling heroes from universes. Because I'm pretty sure in Fire Emblem Heroes, you're just summoning heroes from a different land. Come on, Bogard, kill the Butterfree. Alright, let's do a level up. Alright, Magician is leveled up. Now we'll go Sage. So is the Pokemon... Are the Pokemon games a multiverse then? Alright, Booger, we have to hit the Butterfree. Wait, there is nothing up here, right? Yeah, we came all the way up here and just made the statues grin. I don't know, this little patch looks suspicious. Okay, yeah, we made all the rocks grin. So if we go back in here, does something change? Whoa! Jump scared me. Let's see. Pixelnight says, you would at least need to acknowledge they exist in the media, I feel. Are we talking about Sentai or multiverses? Casual says, I would say that makes it a multiple versus, or a multiverse story, but I think it would still be considered a multiverse. And Casual says, oh, you mean that little cross lore that mentions the others? Pixelnight says, I mean, with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, yes. But I think most of the game takes place in the same world. Pokemon Journey has a few episodes in a later season that suggests it is. See, now Pokemon is interesting because you clearly have, like... Like, the TV... You know, it's a cross-media thing, but the TV show is definitely not the same as the games. I'm really afraid of the pumpkins exploding. Oh no, I forgot. Dryad does nothing against them. Get him, Bogard! Did we get another pumpkin? Because yeah, they actually made a little animated series about the games. And I thought it was super cool. they did, so instead of Ash, you have Red, Dryad icon, and Red picks Charmander and... Alright, what are we doing here? And then Blue picks Squirtle, and they have a really brutal fight. And it kind of... And it goes through the series of events as pertained in the games. I can't remember what it's called. But it was a super interesting... Yes, Casual's got it. It's like a 10-episode series. Yeah, there's just... And it ends with the Megastones. It was part... I'm pretty sure it was part of the promotion for X and Y. So it was definitely a few years back. But... What was I doing? I was healing. So we need a Wisp. Alright, we'll swap back to Dryad. Just to finish off this guy. Stones. Oh, okay, fire coin. I think we already had a fire coin, though. What we need is like a dark coin, a shade coin. Okay, we made it all the way back out. Were we supposed to do something else? Oh, I'll bet that suspicious looking rock. We weren't supposed to make them smile. We were supposed to make them do something else. Okay, alright. So it's smile to get in the first one, but smile's not going to work every time. That would make more sense. I do know, when we're talking about Pokemon specifically, there is a YouTube video that is like the complete timeline of Pokemon, and it's like an hour long, and I watched it and I found it very interesting. And it goes through the games, and it's funny because every time they refer to the player character, they refer to both. So they'll say like Red and or Blue did this, you know, event. And then they get to Black and White and they're like, oh, I can't remember what their names are. But they always refer to both of them. Angry, sad, happy. Angry, sad, happy. Gristle says, I'm here! I made it, finally! Good! We are doing our best trying not to get blown up. Freaking pumpkin. Because we used all of our healing items on the last boss. Let's see. Yeah, Casual says main timeline stuff's way harder with Pokemon. None of the games really follow each other with the lore, and they're meant to be self-contained. See, and I don't know, because I know that... I know that Gold and Silver take place 1 year after Red and Blue. So, at least in that instance, they are a direct sequel. And then, I believe the fans have just plotted out a timeline for the rest of them. Alright, what was I doing? Was I healing? No, I was switching back to Dryad. Get him, Bogard! There we go. Bogard can tank the hit way better than us. Whew! That was close. I hope it counts as experience if they blow themselves up. A wood coin. I think all we need left is a dark coin. Pixel Knight says, yeah, they're mostly self-contained, but have references like saying, oh, remember that strong trainer from Sinnoh who caught a Dialga? Whoa, what is that? Okay, so let's make them all angry? Okay, we'll sit for a little bit before we go to the next one. Pixelnice says, I also think as a part of one of the leaks that happened, we saw what Game Freak considered to be the official timeline. Oh, that would be interesting. I might be the odd one, but I like Pokemon Legends because it has more story to it. Now, from what I understand, Pokemon Legends is very highly regarded. Pixelnice says, speaking of Pokemon, I've gotten Legends ZA, and it's fun, and it's the easiest way to evolve a Riolu into a Lucario ever. Pixelnice says, legit, just buy like 4 coffees during the daytime, and he evolves. Oh, because Riolu evolves based on friendship. Oh, wait, no, we're not happy. We're making everyone angry. Angry, right? That's what we did down here? Yes, angry. This rock is suspicious. Okay. So, alright, we tried happy, so let's do sad. Man, we are just wrecking them. Bam! Rad up. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, man, they hit hard. Oh, please don't hit me. Spirits, we gotta get out of here. No, don't hit me. Man, going the mage route makes us freaking glass cannon. I will say managing the MP has not been as big of a deal. And that's usually the part about the mage build that I hate the most, so... Alright, so we did sad, still nothing. Alright, so we did angry and sad and happy. What's that last one? What's this? What expression is that? Oh, is that one angry? Oh wait, did we do it wrong? Did I accidentally hit one with a spell or something? Should we do happy again, then? Okay, we'll do happy again. Maybe I screwed up. Let's see. Casual says, I started it, but that tutorial is rough, but even still, I like it. I think it's just getting too much hate online. And Pixelnice says, yep, that intro was long. My goal is to get every possible Mega Evolution except the Kalos starter, because I don't have online. And Casual says, I personally hope the Game Freak makes more Legends games. I don't think I'm going to play any of the mainline games in the revamped version anymore. Pixelnice says, I've also discovered there's a comic where Batman meets a band that's totally not the Beatles and is legit about old Paul's dead theory. Casual says, oof, you make mana or magic bar games that are always tough for me, hence why I picked the sword in my Kingdom Hearts ones. Kingdom Hearts was one of the examples I gave when I said I struggle with mage builds. Because I picked the staff in a Kingdom Hearts run, and I was probably doing it wrong, but for me, alright, so we're doing happy. Okay, no change. How did I miss? He was sleeping. Alright, so happy. So we'll do sad. 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 Oh, there it goes. we'll sit a little bit before we go in there. But yeah, welcome, Chrysalis. It's good to see you in chat. I hope you're getting something done or otherwise being productive while the stream is playing. Or just relaxing. I think Zero's playing Sword of Mana. He's doing some grinding off stream. I know Casual's just in waiting mode, so he might, you know, just be out at any time. Not productive, says Chrysalis. Well, hopefully relaxing then. We've already done our grinding by getting sufficiently lost and misinterpreting the clues that the game wants. But to be honest, that's part of the fun for me when it comes to a game like this. Oh, ouch! Get him, Bogard. Come on, smack him. Yeah, take him out. How do I get that treasure chest? Do I have to jump down? I will. The jumping mechanics in this game are weird. I don't know if I like them. Alright, we need dash. We need something that can... Ouch. Get Butterfree. Is that what got us on this Pokemon tangent? Was these guys looking like Butterfree? There we go. Alright, we'll open the chest. Gotcha says, yep. And Crystal says, we just finished a training online, so I'm relaxing by watching you and playing Megabonk. For those of you who haven't seen Megabonk, it is 3D Vampire Survivors, which is just good, wholesome fun. Alright, now how do I get off of here? There we go. Yeah, the jumping mechanics in this game are just weird. Go. Kensei says, alright, I'm more back for realsies. That's right, we were just talking about how we're all just relaxing today. Alright, well, let's... Ouch! Don't go over there, Bogard! There we go. Stay back, Bogard. You do nothing. Nice, level up again. We'll unload some MP on these guys. And I will say, one of the reasons I don't mind a mage build as much in this game is you can refill all of your MP by sitting, and that gives me a chance to catch up with chat. Oh no, stones! Fire coin. And we will now do the level up. Man, I do totally feel like a blast cannon now. Let's see. Pixel says, this has just been a week of me discovering weird things. I was going the Ultraman Kaiju Wisdom and stumbled upon a knockoff trading card of the Ultraman and Godzilla Kaijus from the 70s that are just edited art. They have one G-Raz from Ultraman who's just literally a Godzilla suit with a frill, and they renamed him Jacob. Casual says, yep, totally relaxed. Just need to stay busy somehow. I'm watching the stream and playing a continually frustrating game, but I can't quit. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Oh, I stopped playing Master Duel. Zero's chilling out, Max, and relaxing all cool. You betcha. Just tell me you grew up in the 90s with that. Whoa! Oh, nope, these do nothing. But they do level up. Oh, and we need to get back there. Oh! Oh, good. Jin icon. So is there another side quest where someone wants to see all the icons? That'd be interesting. This is why we switched to the staff so that we could bash the Butterfree. Yeah, get him. Oh, alright, so here's the suspicious looking part of the cave and the face. Is there just one? Ooh, magic walnut. We love those. Open? Change? What? Well, that'll throw you off. Okay. Oh. Open up the treasure box. Stones. Next one says Wyndham. Said like Wyndham is an awesome kaiju, by the way. Solely because of Ultraman Z, which made it into a mech. And it was pretty dang rad in that. Oh, no, don't be tired. Don't be tired. I thought I saw some treasure chests over here. Ooh, Angel Grail. So useful in the last game, not in this one. Especially after we learned that while you can switch characters, if the main character dies, it's just game over. It doesn't matter if you're controlling them or not. I was controlling the extra character. Main character went down. Game over. So, not a fan of that. Oh, man. You want another status that's really annoying? That's been a topic of discussion on Zero's channel, was most obnoxious statuses. Die, weird turtle with a mace. This guy is he new? I don't remember a turtle with a mace in any of the previous Mana games. Okay. Chocolum. Good. We need some of those. Alright, so we'll go past Mount Illusia. Wait, we've been in Mount Illusia the whole time. Bonk. Blunk. Although I do like the status of sleep. It's way better than the status of like being petrified or turning into a snowman, where just nothing happens. They can't attack and you cannot deal damage to them. That sucks. Ouch. Zero says, does that work? Just saying don't be tired. It's not foolproof. I'm just selling my Angel Girls, yeah. Why I'm planning out my armor. Wait, a turtle with a mace? Let me see. I think there was something like that in Secret, but I don't know for sure. I don't think we ever ran into one. Let's heal up while we're just relaxing. Pixel Knight says, originally Wyndham was a capsule kaiju in Ultra 7 where he kind of sucked. Zet also took another weak capsule kaiju, Savenger, and also made him rad. Fun fact, those capsule kaiju are what inspired Pokemon. Oh yes! They are one of them. Like some of the best things, Tajiri cites a whole bunch of things as inspiration for Pokemon. Alright, let's check our status just for funsies. I'm curious to see... No, not the NPC behavior. I'm curious to see where our Dryad level is. Oh, it's 8! So the only ones that are lagging behind are Wind and Gold, which makes sense. We just got Gold. And then we got Dryad right after. Do we have them all? No, we don't have Shade yet. I think I've seen the turtle guy before, Zero, just never wielding a mace like this. Okay, here's the suspicious looking So there should be a face around here somewhere. Oh, we received a mace. Alright. The mace is what, bash? Yeah. What are we currently using for bash? Oh, that's cool. Our current weapon for bash is... What are we using for bash? Oh, it's the staff. Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely going to keep using the staff. I know its attack power isn't that great, but I don't care. If attack power isn't that great, that's what the spells are for. Okay, so is there going to be a guy now? Can I go back and hit this, Yeah, can I hit this thing now? Do I have to hit it with a mace? Does the mace do, like, clear out? Have some environment? Because sometimes that happens. Sometimes I need a key, and the weapon is the key. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Nope. Nope. Still angry. Still can't be changed. Don't like this. That is a cool spell trajectory, though. Okay, this is the way we came in, right? Yeah. Relax, Bogard. I got this. Okay, so I don't think there's anything here. We tried the axe spellcasting. I have not. Should we try that? Yeah, I don't think I've even equipped the axe yet. Oh, that is a cool one. Oh, does nothing against the Polterbox, but... Elephant Tusk. Alright, let's go back to our... Is there a cap? I'm guessing there's a cap of some kind. Alright. I must have missed something.
Believe in yourselves and the power of friendship.
Yes. We shall. Oh, I am out of magic. Let's jump over here and sit for a minute. Casual says you should... Next to the arrow summoning... Sorry if that's not funny or relevant. It went over my head. Let's see. Pixel says, I know that it only has 2 Ultramen in it, those being the original, of course, the golden child of the franchise, Ultraman Zero. Did we ever get an adaptation of Ultraman in the States? Was it just like an English dub, or did they like Power Ranger-fy it with like a VR Troopers or Power Rangers? Okay, so I can come over here. Let's heal up while I'm thinking about it. Quick audio check. How does it sound? I think I've fixed up the audio. I was having some trouble with it earlier, where the game volume was just overpowering. But I think I've made the right adjustments. Alright, let's switch back to Strad, because Strad's OP right here. Pretty sure Ultraman was dubbed, am I wrong? That's what I'm asking. I know that, I think my kids were watching, like, Netflix, and they came across, like, an Ultraman cartoon on there. Maybe it was a cartoon, maybe it was a live action. Alright, so I can go over there, but I don't think there is anything over there. The only thing over here is this guy who I can't seem to change. But it seems pretty clear that this is... I need to change this guy so that this space will open. I'm aware of anime adaptations, but again, it's still just dubbing. No, not against the player free. We bash them. Need to find a hothouse and see if we can reforge some of our weapons to be stronger. Okay, there's nothing around here.
And the power of friendship.
There we go. Oh, wait. This cave wasn't here before. Okay, okay. That's really annoying. Did the cave open up when I got the mace? That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, good. He changed. Should we go with Smile again? Well, there was Ultraman Powered, which was a brand new show for the West. It was awful and only on VHS. Then 4Kids did a dub of Tiga, and it wasn't that good, and only half of it aired. I think there are a few other dubs, but nowadays there are official dubs. Oh, Netflix has the anime show, okay, and the Ultraman Rising movie. Rising honestly is a good watch. Would be pretty good for kids, I believe. And the old live-action Gridman, made by the same company that does Ultraman, pulled a Power Rangers with Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. That must have been the one that I missed. I remember seeing Power Rangers and VR Troopers and Big Bad Beetleborgs and Mystic Knights of Tir na Nog, but I did not see Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. Alright, so this guy is grumpy. Is he matching the guy down there? Now get out of the way. Okay, we read the clues right. Well, I feel like we're making progress, which is a good sign. I would say casting homing magic does make it feel like just a really fast turn-based RPG. Bogart, stop. I have to be able to actually hit him. Should we try happy? Nice. Not happy? How do I get to that one in the middle? Alright, well, if we're not going to do happy, what are we going to do? Should we do... Let's try sad. Sad. Oh, wait, there's another one back there? Alright, I didn't hear anything change. I'm really curious how you get to that happy one, though. Angry. Oh, man. These guys are the worst. Angry does nothing? Because, yeah, this needs to open. Oh, and they replaced the C in cyber, so it sounds like a snake S. Oh. Alright, so we're doing sad? I thought we already did sad. Because I'm so good at remembering. And we did happy. So is it content? Not hearing any sound cues saying that I'm getting it right. We already did angry. Did we? Let's change our weapon back to the sickle. Go. Okay, what am I missing? Okay, we have one here that's making a happy face. Gridman is basically Ultraman, but he's a computer program and looks like Ultraman. Wait a minute, he's Ultraman Battle Network. Okay. Alright, so we just have this, like... Is there one that I'm missing? Should I be able to... Yes, there's one that I'm missing. Should we do angry? There you go, Zero. I killed 3 at the same time, so that greatly increased the chance that I would get the treasure box. Jump down, Bogart. No! This is why we never switch off of the main character. Alright, how far back are we going? We're gonna lose a lot of that grinding as I sat there stupidly walking around the same room. Wait, how far back are we? we're all the way back at the beginning. Alright, well, we'll be able to get through it much quicker this time. Man, I really don't like that rule. Great, a polterbox. This is what killed me last time. Leave me alone! Alright. Friggin' polterbox. What level am I now? How many levels did we lose? I honestly can't tell. I'll have to wait till we hit a level up screen. Okay.
Believe in yourselves and the
Gridman also has an anime. I believe at first seemed like a reboot, but it revealed it was a continuation. Gridman even regained his old design. Oh, okay. Cool, cool. Alright, what are we doing? Alright, we're gonna go with Dryad and Sickle for now. Alright, so Sumo and Lester go on ahead. Oh my. These guys are the worst. Crap. It just hits so hard. Maybe I should start looking into better armor like Zero. In fact, that's what I should do. The next time we find a hothouse, I should definitely go through and just upgrade armor. I know I did that last time, but I'm pretty sure all of our armor is still like bronze. Okay. Okay, let's see. Alright, has anyone in chat seen the movie Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron? I know that it was released a while back because I watched it when I was a kid, so I mean a long while back, but it has recently made a resurgence in our home because my son loves it. He is all about horses right now, and Spirit especially. Oh yeah, it's freaking Butterfree. All right. So what was it here? Angry? Get him, Bogard. Make sure he doesn't escape. Nope, not angry. Sad. Alright, so we need to swap to staff to start... Or no, not the flail. This is staff. So we can start beating up the Butterfree. Pixel says, no, but it definitely sounds like a horse movie with that name. Oh, yes. And it's funny because horses... Not sad either. No? What was this? Let's see. Is it that blank stare? Ah, there's the sound cue. Okay. Oh, that's right, drag doesn't do much against the Butterfree. Just the bashing. Oh no, we lost him. No Bogard. I'll use an Angel Grill in just a second. Okay. Items. Recovery. Angel Grab. Why does it even give me the option to use it on myself? Earthquake. I have no idea what we're at. Come on, Bogard, hit him. Oh, let's see. What was it? Oh, yeah. So, Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron is an interesting movie. Because they try to make the horse realistic. Because the animals don't talk in this movie. They don't even, like, think. You know, like in a live-action 100... like where you have the animals who talk to each other, but their mouths don't move. They don't even have this. The only verbal cues that we get from any animal is Spirit. And we hear his thoughts through the voice of Matt Damon. And well, if we're not going to run into anything, let's level up. Okay, so we lost 3 levels. That was the progress that we lost. And so they do that thing where in this movie, you know, since a wild horse is the good guy, naturally the humans are the bad guys. So we have a wild stallion who's a part of a herd, and then one day he gets captured by cowboys. And it's just like the adventures that happen to him after that. And it's pretty interesting, but things definitely escalate. And as they escalate, the horse becomes less and less horse-like and more human-like. But because the horse doesn't talk, my kids think, oh, yeah, this is how a real horse behaves. And I'm like, this is never how a horse would behave. So naturally, they have a love interest. So there's a female horse that Spirit likes. And so she's in danger. And so naturally, Spirit, you know, like, jumps in to rescue her. As a result of his intervention, she's injured and falls into a river. And at this point in the movie, To me, this is the turning point where Spirit changes. Oh no! Oh no! Where Spirit changes from horse to like to like action hero. Man, should we go back to a hothouse to make armor? How far back is a hothouse? I think it's too far back. We'd have to go all the way back to Menos. Alright, we will just press on. Because, yeah, before then you have... The horse does more horse things. Like, he doesn't want anyone to ride him because he's a wild horse. So he complains and, you know, we have Home Alone style antics against the cowboys and the soldiers. It's far too backwards from a coward. Oh no, Polterbox. I know. Because the thing is if I were to have gone back... Man, I forgot that is nothing. Get him, Bogard. Oh, great, I got pygmy-fied. Ugh, man, not a good time. Because, how long have we been streaming? Yeah, we're 2 hours into the stream. And we've beaten one boss. I mean, we've probably lost an hour of game time just having to restart. So, I don't know. Maybe we do go back? What materials do I even have to make better armor with? Alright, items, recovery, mystery, meat, other, event, seeds, fruits, raw materials. Alright, so we have hemp, wood, bone, tusk, iron, steel. We do have three bits of steel, so making a steel set of armor would definitely help. And I'm tired of getting just killed by polterboxes. Because earlier in the game, I was having a lot of success with... Oh, okay, I'm having trouble. I'm just going to... I'm just going to switch to the other character. But I wouldn't die. Now, if I switch to the other character, I die almost instantly, and it's not fun. So... Alright. I'm at Daniel Thresher, not Dan... Oh, let's see. Recently I saw Daniel Thrasher about a Disney Channel horse movie that he remembered, and it was wild, and then I looked up the comments and realized he made it up. Oh, man, this is not going to be fun. Alright, so if we're going through here, smoke, still don't know what that does. Fragrant flower, nuts. Alright, so let's change our weapon to the sickle. And let's heal up. We should at least try to run into Nicolo again. Buy some more recovery stuff. Alright, so we'll run through here. So yeah, the horse is doing normal horse things until we get to the part where the love interest gets injured and falls into the river. Then Spirit becomes super action hero horse. And so Spirit dives into the river and tries to save a romantic interest horse. But of course this doesn't go very well because they're both horses, so they can't like grip onto rocks, and you know, all they can do is try to find a shoreline and climb out. And so they end up going over a waterfall. And only after they go over a waterfall do they find a proper shoreline where they can get out. After they get out, you know, Spirit is sitting here mourning over his lady friend who is injured and cannot move. And then the other cowboys and soldiers come to take him away. And they take Spirit away to a place where he needs to help them move a train. So he gets moved to a working crew of people who are working on the railroad. Pixel says, I watched Cam Sandwich's video about terrible tabletop RPGs, and I can't wait to make my D&D watch the last game he covered in that, especially the DM, who's an English teacher. Spirit may be the action hero, but he's no Comet the super horse. I don't know anything about Comet. I do know about Starlight. But yeah, so Spirit, and of course, after Spirit gets taken away is when we see the little Indian friend who owns the love interest horse come to nurse her back to health. But of course, Spirit doesn't see this, so as far as he knows, she's dead. This is important because we're going to have a big reveal later. And so Spirit gets hitched up to a train that needs to be transported over a mountain because they cannot drill through, or the dynamite is not sufficient enough for them to get through the cave. So this is the scenario we're in. So he's here with, I don't know, like 24 other horses, and they're all hauling this this train engine over a mountain. They get to the top of the mountain, and then Spirit looks out over the mountain, and he has this realization. And so we hear Matt Damon say, you know, that's when I realized that the humans were coming for my home, and it was up to me to stop them. And we go into full action horse mode. First of all, he needs to get free of his chains and his harness. So he feigns illness. That's where we're at. So he swoons and falls over. A human goes up and goes, "Oh, get the mules. This horse is not looking good." And so they come, they chain Spirit's front hooves together, and they get a couple mules to drag him out of the line. But then Spirit opens his eyes, he kicks the chain off, gets up, and runs to where the horses are hooked up to the train. From here, he then proceeds to kick all of the horses loose. So he manages to disconnect all of the horses from the train, and then he proceeds to like neigh very fiercely. And if you ever watch Spirit, watch it with subtitles, because again, Spirit only communicates in neighs and nickers and things like that. And so Spirit will Spirit ends up... Did I just use an angel grail on myself? What the heck? Okay, good. They don't count it, at least. Shouldn't even be an option. Great, and that doesn't even do anything. Bogard, get over here and make yourself useful. So, then Spirit kicks the other horses away. And again, the subtitles add some kind of emphasis or emotion to all of his neighs. And so it says like neighs fiercely, or nuzzles lovingly, or nickers nervously as you're watching the movie, which is really great. I was the only one laughing at the subtitles. My kids kept looking at me. And to be true, I haven't sat down and watched Spirit back to front, but because Spirit is constantly playing in my house daily, I catch parts of it. And so as he... Oh no, I was changing back to the sickle. As Spirit then proceeds to free the rest of the horses, he finds himself on the other side of a train that now has no horses pulling it up, so it is naturally falling down the mountain. But Spirit is on the downside of the mountain because he was chased there by the humans. So we now have an action scene of a horse running down a mountain with a steam engine that is tumbling end over end as he's running down the mountain as fast as he can. So of course he gets down to the bottom of the mountain. All the humans at the bottom of the mountain are freaking out because there's a freaking train rolling down the hill, the mountain. And so of course the train, ouch, I need gold. The train of course crashes into another train, and this causes an explosion of the two trains. This is a room that we didn't explore on our first pass through. Charcoal. Cool. And so now we have Spirit running away, but he's outrunning a forest fire. So he jumps over a log, but the chain that's around his neck gets caught. And so now we have Spirit who can no longer outrun the fire and instead is in danger of being burned. And so we all sit here and fret about Spirit until the... Stupid. This does nothing. There better be some, like, side quest or something that requires me to turn into a Moogle later. So Spirit is about to be consumed by fire, and then the little Indian friend that we've been introduced through for the rest of the movie shows up, frees Spirit, and then they both escape. And they escape the forest fire by running up to the top of a hill and jumping off of a cliff into a river. And I'm like, okay, we've totally, lost horse in this, and we are just in action hero mode. This horse might as well be Jason Bourne for all of this crazy spy stuff and stunts that he's pulling. And my son absolutely loves this part. I sit down to watch this part with him. I was in the middle of making dinner or something, and I needed to wait for something to cook, so I had 15 minutes or so. And I sit down and watch this with him, and he, the whole time, is just like, oh, just, yeah. And he keeps patting me on the arm and pointing at the TV like, Dad, are you watching this? This is so cool. And I'm like, yeah, I'm watching it. So, of course, Spirit doesn't allow humans to ride him. But, of course, as the two are escaping, because naturally the bad soldiers catch up to them, Spirit allows he allows the Indian character to ride him so that they can both escape. And when this happens, my son climbs onto the armrest and starts moving like this, as if he was riding a horse. And I thought that was so cute. I did get that on camera so I could show my wife later. Whoa, spoilers! Some people haven't seen Spirit. Okay, good, we leveled up. Let's see. Personally, I would hide jokes in the subtitles when he neighs. Like, are you really using subtitles for the scenes where he's just neighing? I would also do the same thing if I was doing a scene with someone talking in another language. Like, there would be subtitles saying what the character hears, but the person would actually be saying something like, I'm just saying a bit of gibberish to sound cool. The first time I even noticed it was when I was watching Lord of the Rings. I think this was the first time I ever, like, purposefully turned on subtitles so that I could understand what was being said. It was the second Lord of the Rings movie. I could not understand the Ents. Why did I open this menu? Oh, are we switching to Dryad? Yeah. And so I turned on the subtitles just so that I could understand what the Ents were saying. And I noticed that they had subtitles for more than just the Ents. Specifically, like, when they would talk in, like, an ancient language or whatnot, they had English subtitles for that. And that's not something you got when you were watching the film. It just had them speaking in the ancient language. Unless you had the subtitles on, you just didn't get that information. The bees. Let's just look up what's good against the bees. So, Pixelnice says, remind me of the movie Shaggy, where a man turns into a dog. Oh, yeah, I think it was called the Shaggy Dog. And the dog does stuff like punch, like, oh yes, I have seen this. I've seen this. Yeah, they have the Shaggy Dog, and then the dog will do something. And it's clearly a man in a dog suit. And so he'll do something like the dog will, you know, strike at someone. And so it turns into a guy's arm that's clearly throwing a punch. And then the other guy's like, oh, you know, because he gets hit and everything. Oh, it's so funny. Crystal says, I've been watching a lot of 90s movies lately. There's just something special about them. Spirit was 2002, but nah, close enough. Ken says, goes, ancient lamentation music. And there was one other one. I was watching... Okay, Insect. Jin. Okay. I remember I was watching The Phantom Menace. This was also... Oh, dang it. This was also, like, in high school. And I was watching it, and there's one scene where... Change the weapon... There's one scene where you hear Qui-Gon Jinn talking, but he's dead. And it's only in the subtitles. I think it's, like, incredibly faint. But I had never heard it before. But Qui-Gon Jinn says... Well, that was dumb of me to hang out around here. Qui-Gon Jinn definitely says something from beyond the grave, but you just don't catch it unless... or at least I never did, unless you have subtitles on. But we watch nearly everything with subtitles at my house, just because it's so loud over here with all the children. We currently don't have anyone living in our basement, and my wife and I have been using that as like a dedicated TV room, which has been super nice, because again, we don't have that. Well, not speed up, we need to heal. So we have a TV, and our TV I think is really cool because it's on wheels. And so we can wheel it from room to room. So if, like, I frequently will, like, be doing a deep clean of the kitchen, or I will be doing something with the kids, and so I'll move the television to the kitchen. Or I will... Ugh. Can I go this way? Yeah. I feel like we're like halfway there, aren't we? Oh, I ran out of MP. Oh great, and this does nothing. Okay, this will work. But it's just so loud up there. So often if I'm watching TV or playing a game, it's very frequent that I just won't be able to hear the TV show or the game because we have an open concept main floor. And so you'll often have like my wife in the kitchen and the kids at the table doing homework or crafts or something. And then you'll have someone watching TV and they can't hear the TV because my whole family of 7 is up there and my children are not quiet. And my son is going to be the same. He's constantly making noise, which is cute when it's baby babble, but soon it will turn into just a constant stream of words, which I have one daughter who is already doing this, and it's... Oh, I'm just like, alright, Danielle, can you please just stop making noise for a bit? And she just can't help herself. Alright, there you go, Nicolo. Thanks for the help. Jedi being ghosts? What's the next? Reading minds using telekinesis? It's like one of those old school TVs would roll out when its sub was teaching. Yes, my television is very much like that. We actually got the idea from going to church, actually. Because there are televisions that you can roll into a classroom for the classrooms at church. And I thought, you know, that would be really nice. What, can I not go through here? Come on, let me in. I don't think Nico's or Nicolo's supposed to be like off the beaten path here. Is this the way I came? And now I'm lost. Now, I guess we'll sit for a minute. Actually, I never experienced that. I instead had to see teachers take forever to understand why the projector wasn't working. Yes, projectors. I think this is the way we go. But yeah, so we have a TV on the top floor that rolls from room to room, a very small TV in a very small cart, and then we have a TV on the main floor that can roll from room to room, and then we have a TV in my office here that is on a stand. So it's the only TV that doesn't go anywhere. Ah, leave me alone! No! I'm gonna die. Bogart, help me out! Well, I don't know if I need to level up or grind or what. Can I blame the mage build? I want to blame the mage build. feel like I'd be able to tank more hits if I was... Oh, go back up against McGlynn. Okay. Staff. No, we don't really want staff. We want... sickle... with Jin. Okay. I will like that. I mean, the mace bomb's great. Ouch. Man, and we just bought... That's what we should have done. We just bought healing items. Man. We gotta change back to Jin. I think it's been a while since we've died and had to backtrack this much in an RPG. I'm already... Yep, something has gone wrong. One poisoning. And that takes me all the way down. It's a wonder we beat the plant boss, who was just doing tons of poison. Ugh. Okay, here we go. I still get that sometimes with my drama club. Thankfully, the teacher understands how it works mostly. I have seen Sweeney Todd multiple times. That was specifically the original production. You're basically that D&D meme of the wizard constantly dying to 1d4 or something. Yes. And again, I'm a monk main in our last campaign, and it was a miracle when I didn't die once in a season. Or in a session. Oh, man. Part of me wants to blame the mage build, and part of me wants to just blame the fact that I'm probably doing it wrong. No, not the spirit. I want to change the weapon. Because I feel like the way that I'm making it through the game is equip the staff and use homing magic from a distance. So the reason that I'm okay is because I never even enter harm's way. I mean, even that last death, I foolishly just walked right into the middle of him. I mean, that was just dumb. If I didn't walk right into the middle, and if I stayed off to the side and cast spells from there, then I would have been fine. So it's like, come on, what the heck? It's me. I'm the problem, it's me. That's why I'm currently a level 1 paladin, so I can at least tank more stuff. Yeah. So I'm having a hard time with, is it me, or is it... This is something else, because I don't like having a grinding stream when I'm playing an RPG. Usually I want to progress the game and the plot a little bit more during the stream, and I would usually do stuff like this in between streams. Like I would level grind or run back to a hothouse to upgrade my armor. Oh, wait, we went this way, didn't we? There's nothing here. Which way did we come in? See, here I am stuck in between two. Am I not casting fast enough? No, see, because when I get the... Bogart! Oh, great, it's nothing. Shit, even when I hold the button long enough and let go, there's still that second for wind up. Wow, there are... Oh, a dark coin. Okay, please don't die. Dark coin, I think, was one of the hardest... is one of the hardest ones to get. Alright, we need to get back to Nicolo and buy some recovery items. Oh, great. Bogar's not going to help. How are you guys against light magic? Crappy? Awesome. Alright, we'll sit for a minute. Oh. Yeah, shoot dang, we might just get all the way back to the hothouse and hit our 3 hours and have to come back. When stuff like this happens, it really wants... I really want to, like, do another stream because I didn't make as much progress as I wanted in the game. I mean, we only beat one boss fight. So... So maybe what we'll do is we'll get back to the hothouse. I will research how to temper some armor really well and get some good upgraded armor, and then track back to where we were before the next stream. Because I know that's on Zero's list. Zero is... Although... Zero, if you're next to your computer, are you doing the just pick one weapon from each type to, like, main the game with? Because I know I am, because I'm putting a lot of my effort into grinding spirit levels. And so because of that, I don't want to put a ton of effort into the... I don't want to put a ton of effort into the weapons. Triad icon. Okay. So do I have... What is the... Mystery items? Oh! Yeah, those flowers are not good. Well, they are good if you're grinding. If you were looking for a certain bow. Alright, how do I check my coins? Mystery items now. Who made this menu system? Other kinds of items. Events, seeds, raw materials, fruit? Do the coins only come up in battle? Wait, I am in a battle. I have my weapon out. Well, that's frustrating. Like the reason I want to show my D&D group that video specifically is the last segment, because the last game sounds like the Ravens of the Madman. Wait. Did we walk right past Nicolo? We didn't walk past him. We must have missed him entirely. Well, it worked. Zero was wondering if me just saying don't be tired was gonna work, and I guess it did. I'm not tired. Alright, so this should be the entrance to Jad. Yeah. Okay, so let's go stay at the inn. And then we'll go to the hothouse outside of Minos. Yeah, there should be a statue right up here. Mm-hmm. Oh man, Soaktails? Yeah, we beat none of these. I don't even think I have any other side quests to do right now. Let's check the event items. Okay, Cactus Essence, Control Room Key, yeah, we already did that. Leaflet, I'm not going back to do that. Glittering Armor, Dudbear's Gold, Black Mask, Barbecued Newt, Dark Geode. Yeah, I don't think I have... I think the only current side quest I have is the Leaflet one, but that's all the way back in Wendell, and I'm not going back there. Alright, let's build a hothouse. We'll go visit Little Cactus. Alright, let's run into here. The hothouse handyman. Wait, hey there. What kind of weapon or armor you want to temper? Okay, so let's forge armor. Okay, now, can I have any of these? I guess I should check. Zero. Pipe in chat. Okay, so if I'm looking up the status of my armor. I'm trying to forge better armor. Can I have any kind of armor as the heroine? Is this the armor that I have? Should I be selling this? Cotton sandals, bronze gloves, and a bobob robe. Because, yeah, it looks like I have plenty of defense against magic, but it looks like what I need is physical defense. You have the light armor? All we needed to do is say, Kensei! Come back. I heard zero. What kind of weapon or armor do you want to temper? Okay, so I want to forge armor. So yeah, there's armor, robe, boots, sandals. So if I'm remembering right, and all of this comes from Legend of Mana, so it could be wrong. So like boots and sandals, you can only equip one or the other. And sandals are more like magic defense, and the boots are more physical defense. So robe and armor, this makes sense. I'm wearing a robe. And then hat and helm, and then what, just gloves? So can I equip one of each? Head, torso, leg, and arm? I meant to put we needed to say Kensei or Zero 3 times like Beetlejuice. Alright, so what do I have then? We're not gonna... No, only light. Okay, so there's light armor and heavy armor. So I wish it wouldn't even allow me to select heavy armor if I can't use it. Robe, hat, sandals, and gloves. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, if I'm looking at the status of my armor... See, but what am I equipped with? Character stats. It doesn't say. Where do I go to equip armor? Here? I'm so confused. Okay, weapons and accessories. So yeah, here's where I equip a weapon, and here's where I equip accessories. Right now I have the Red Moon Horn, which gives me +10 to intelligence, but I'd be willing to swap it out for something that gives me... So where do I equip armor? So do I just automatically have on all the armor? You can technically equip heavy for your ally. Yeah, but do they just automatically have it on? Because if I go to character status, I can see what Bogart has. Okay. An inventory of your weapons. Okay, so this is just all the weapons I have, and I equip one at a time. So yeah, I upgraded the sickle to be made of iron. Although my bronze axe has way more power. And then I upgraded the bow to be a bobob bow. And then a bobob staff. Yeah, Bogart has an iron sword. But there's no place for me to equip my armor, so I'm assuming I just have equipped all of the armor that I possess. Sandals, gloves, robe, and hat. Okay. I have a wooden robe. No wonder I'm dying. No speed minus. I have cotton sandals. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's see if we can upgrade our armor. Okay, so we want to forge armor. Alright, let's start with... Actually, it doesn't really matter. Sandals. No wimp? A wooden robe doesn't sound very comfortable. Yeah, no kidding. Price? 600? Because yeah, there's no way to sell... Okay, so the Jad... Oh, it's better than the felt spear. Okay. Okay, so we've got sandals. So if I wanted to start with the robe... Because, yeah, I think I can make metal gloves. Yeah. You're going to have the felt... felt the spear when it stabs you. Alright. So what I'm gonna do is we will craft. We will do a little bit of the forging. Maybe we'll end a tad early. And then I'm gonna go through and see if I can figure out this tempering a bit more. I know it's gonna depend on what seeds I plant and what I get from Trent. In fact, let's just go see if we have any harvest from Trent. Because I know we gave him a bunch of seeds. I was being all stingy with the seeds for a minute because I was like, oh, we only get one mango elephant. Okay. I was like, alright, we only get one fruit per 2 seeds. And I think when I was watching Kensei's stream, the fruit you get partly depends on what day you plant. Alright, so it looks like we're good for bell grapes. Now, is there a place where you can buy seeds? Because that's why I was being so stingy with the seeds. Actually, did we save? We should probably save first. And we'll have a little cactus go write a journal entry there. Felt Spear is notorious for being busted in legend. I believe we're like 1 square away from Menos. 1 square, 1 screen. Yeah, so here's a gold statue. Thanks to some jank that happened during localization. Wait, for real? I thought you were just saying that you could make a felt spear that was busted. Okay. So we've been streaming for almost 3 hours and we've added 1 hour to the game playtime. His shifted value, so pierce damage for Fet was through the roof. I mean, you could make almost any weapon nearly broken. Well, that was part of the fun of it. Okay, so if we're gonna reforge some armor, now that I understand how the armor works, Altana Felt makes a stupidly strong spear fairly easy from what I recall. Okay, so for gloves, okay, what do I use metal for? Is it just weapons? I mean, I guess that makes sense, but... So the only thing I can do for the gloves is make them out of wood. Not even charcoal. Wood. Well, it does improve, so let's do it. Bob gloves have been forged. Okay, so then we're gonna do a hat. I need some more Jad hemp. So I currently have... It doesn't say what I currently have. But whatever I have, it looks like the... So that limit down there is how much I can temper it, right? But the base stats are so low, who cares? Alright, so I could make a wooden hat. I can make an ebony hat. Yeah. 999 attack capped with 106 essence total. Okay, okay. Robe, boots. So if I do robe... I think this is where I'm going to get the most gain. Lego Power Rangers is going to be a thing with a Megazord set. Betting it would be super expensive. I don't know. It's kind of like the Super Mario Legos. You can have Mario Legos that are super expensive, and then you can have the Mario Legos that are for kids. And when I mean super expensive, I'm talking like the Lego NES above me. That's like... Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say. I know there was like a question mark that could like a question mark block that could unfold into like a scene. Okay, so when it comes to the robe, it looks like charcoal will give me the most. Alright, so ebony robe. Sandals. So I could do hemp sandals or wood sandals. Looks like hemp sandals are the best bet. Alright, so I did a hat, a robe, sandals. Now I just need gloves. And I can't forge gloves anymore. Alright, so just out of curiosity, what can we do for weapons? Okay, so I can create a bone staff. Oh, that'll be just terrible. I can make an elephant tusk staff. That'll be really good. And then a marble staff. Alright, so well, let's upgrade the staff. Ivory staff. And then we're using the bow. I currently have an ivory bow. Maybe we will have to swap out. I'm still learning the forging system for this. Yeah. So I could make a steel sickle, and that will... I currently have an iron sickle. Because, yeah, that would change it to 10. But I'll bet you some of these later weapons are just better. Slash for the axe. So if I were to make... Yeah, if I were to make a steel axe, instead of attacking with 8, I would attack with 30. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think this over. Really gotta think about our build for our character. And decide if I want to put more into... Because the axe is cool, but I think the way they're balancing it is you'll have sickle, and I think attacking in a circle around you is more valuable than doing like the axe magic, which is, you know, the cone shape in front of you. But as I've learned, I don't really want to get in the middle. So maybe I do want to forego the sickle and maybe switch to the axe, just because it hits harder and it will allow me to stay away, because that seems to be what I need to do. Okay. Alright, so I think I'm going to call it there. I'm going to do a bunch of research in between streams. And the goal will be to get us back to where we were before the next stream. So I'm going to do a bunch of forging, and I'm going to figure out some good tempering, make sure I get my stats up. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. I'll kind of make a plan for the rest. I think we are about halfway through the game. So we've done this in, I think this is the 4th session. So maybe 8 sessions for this game? I don't know. I don't know how close it is to the original. But we will figure that out. Alright, let's see who else is on. Dash Magnum's on. Playing Super Robot Wars. Yeah, so let's hit raid channel. How come Dash Magnum isn't on my list? Come on, Twitch. Following. There we go. Dash Magnum. Okay. So yeah, that'll be the plan. We'll do that. So I will be ready for next week. Next week, we will definitely make some more progress than we did today. No more sleeping on the job, Snorlax. All right, well, let's get this raid started. But yeah, big thanks to everyone who came out for this stream. It's funny, I can't read chat anymore because the raid is right in front of it. But yes, thanks for everyone coming out, and I will see you guys next Wednesday.
Ooh. I was gonna say we would end early tonight. Oh, but Seth Haskell is just raiding with a party of 4. Dude, welcome.